Rocky and I have come to hang out in the dining hall here at Camp Crazy. You can see it's turned into a nice day. The rain has stopped. Anyway, I was just thinking of a story, and it's kind of a comical story anyway, and it's about my little, well, she's not little anymore. She's 25 years old now, but about my niece Emily, who was little when this happened. This goes way back, now, like I say, she's 25 years old now. She was only 4 or 5 when this incident happened. But basically, I'll tell you the story anyway. It was kind of funny to look back on now. I had told her not to do something. I can't remember what it was. I wouldn't remember this story at all, except for how she reacted when I confronted her. But I told her anyway not to do something. And she'd gone ahead and done it anyway. And I had told her, when I told her not to do it, I said, don't do that, because if you do, then chances are this bad result will come of it. And sure enough, she went ahead and did what I told her not to do. And then I ended up having to deal with a big mess, because whatever she did had created some problem. And I think it was something I didn't want her getting into. Something like that. I'd said, no, don't touch that or whatever, and she'd went ahead and she'd touched it, and she created a situation then that I ended up having to deal with. I'm getting bit here by mosquitoes, something wicked. Anyway, so I dealt with that, and then I confronted her, because I'd said don't do that, and she had done it anyway. Anyway, I confronted her at the top of the stairs in the house where she grew up, which was her grandmother's house. She was coming down the stairs, and I caught her at the top of the stairs, and I said to her, I said, now, didn't I tell you not to do that? And then you went ahead and did it anyway, and I just had to deal with the mess. I just had to deal with that mess that you made by doing what I told you not to do. And she looks up at me, and she says, I didn't do it. And I knew she had done it, but I thought, okay, she's now lying to me. And I thought, I'm going to let her talk herself into a corner so that she can see what comes of lying. She's going to learn 2 lessons today, Anyway, so I said to her, I said, oh, you didn't do it. Well, if you didn't do it, who did? And at that moment, her cousin Kimberly, who wasn't much older than her, maybe a year or 2 older than Emily, she came out of one bedroom, and she went across the hall into the bedroom across the hall, and she was bouncing a basketball, is what she was doing as she went from one room to the other. So Emily, quick-witted as she was, she says, it was Ballie. It was Ballie that did it. And I said, Ballie? Well, that's an odd-sounding name. I said, I don't know anybody by that name. I said, what's this Ballie character's last name? I said, I want to know this Ballie character that did this thing's last name. And without missing a beat, Emily says, McSnickenwracken. Yep, it was Ballie McSnickenwracken that did it. And at that point, I couldn't be mad. I just couldn't be mad at her, I just kind of, it's all I could do not to laugh. I didn't want to laugh because I didn't want her to think that it was okay that she did what she did and then that she had lied about it. But basically what I did is I said, well, the thing that I told you would happen if you did that did happen, and I just had to deal with that. So I said, please, if I tell you not to do something, there's a good reason for it, so please don't do that. And I said, and pass that message on to Ballie McSnickenwracken too, whoever that is, because, that goes for Ballie McSnickenwracken too, I said. So anyway, she told me she'd pass it along, so that was the end of the conversation anyway. But anyway, pretty quick-witted anyway, It wasn't me, it was Ballie. Ballie who? Ballie McSnickenwracken. So anyway, Ballie McSnickenwracken, if you're out